The return of a betrayed man. Dark alley, heavy rain pouring. A young man, David, in his late 20s, wearing worn out clothes, is on his knees. His best friend, James, stands over him with a briefcase full of money. Betrayal. It cuts deeper than a knife. David learned this the hard way. A man who gave everything, only to be left with nothing. David said, James, we built this business together. How could you? James said, this is just business, David. You're in the way. James walks away, leaving David in the rain, broken and lost. David sleeps on a park bench, unshaven, his clothes ragged. He begs for food but is ignored. When the world turns its back on you, you have two choices: give up, or fight back. David working odd jobs, reading business books in a public library, watching motivational speeches on an old phone, training his body by jogging in the morning. David, now cleaner but still humble, sits across from Mr. Wilson, a sharp-dressed businessman in his 50s, at a coffee shop. Mr. Wilson curious. You have potential, David. Tell me, why should I invest in you? David, determined, said. Because I've lost everything before. I know what failure feels like, and I refuse to let it define me. Give me a chance, and I'll prove that I can turn nothing into something. Mr. Wilson smiles and slides a contract toward David. Mr. Wilson said, then let's build something great together. David signs the contract, eyes filled with determinations. As seen, David working hard, hiring employees, making business deals, shaking hands with influential people. His company grows rapidly. A man who has suffered knows the value of success. David didn't just rebuild his life, he built an empire. David now wears a tailored suit, steps out of a luxury car in front of a skyscraper with his name on it. Paparazzi take photos as he walks confidently into his office. James, now struggling and desperate, sits in a dimly lit office. His company is failing. The door opens. David enters, powerful and composed. James, who was shocked, said, David, you're alive and successful. David, you stole everything from me, James. But you gave me something in return: hunger, drive, and the will to never be weak again. James, who was desperate, said, David, please, I need help. My business is failing. You know I was just doing what I had to do. David stares at James for a moment, then slides a small check toward him. David said, here's your second chance. Use it wisely, or lose everything again. James stares at the check, humbled. David turns and walks out, victorious. David stands on the rooftop of his skyscraper looking over the city. Revenge is temporary but success lasts forever. David didn't come back for revenge, he came back to prove that no betrayal can break a man who refuses to stay down. David smiles, the wind blowing through his hair as the screen fades to black. Closing message: motivation for the audience. No matter how hard life knocks you down, get up, work hard, stay focused. One day the people who doubted you will watch you succeed.